welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited having you once again joining me on this video. And like I said in the first video, I am a student, a proud student of Evolve Academy that is being led and run by our lead coach, Dr. Arifalo. I will tell you that Evolve Academy has really changed my life, and I can see it in my results. It's evident in my work life, it's evident in my spiritual life, it's evident in my financial life. And there's something that I've come to the conclusion in just this past few weeks is when you are in an environment of growth, growth is usually not visible. Most times growth is invisible. But when you are in an environment that gives you an opportunity to grow, at the very beginning you might not see the growth, you might not even know that you are growing. Nothing around you changes, nothing even within you immediately change. But there's one thing I've learned is keep yourself in that environment, irrespective of what you're seeing, irrespective of the results you are seeing at that moment. Keep yourself, be consistent in that environment, because with time your growth will speak. And the only way you can know you are growing is by the results and the outcomes you are getting, by the actions that you take, by the thoughts that you think, by the decisions that you make. At the very beginning, it may look like nothing significant is happening, but I will tell you, if you keep at it, you will truly know that something is happening. And that has been my own case with Evolve Academy. When I started, they were like, okay, every week we have to read a book, we have to listen to a video. I'm like, what is this? What I paid for? But I just made up my mind that, okay, if I've signed up for this, I have to give it my best. I can tell you. At the beginning, I wasn't saying it, but now, see, your goals are not far-fetched. I'm here to tell you, there is a time that you just imagine a goal. That goal looks very impossible. But if you keep yourself in an environment of growth, my God, with time, that goal that looks so impossible, that looks so unimaginable, that looks as if it's not possible, you see it fleshing out right before your face. That is my own story. That is my testimony. When I wanted to start Evolve, I had a goal in mind, but that goal looks so impossible. It looks as if I can never attain it. But I still wrote it, because that is one of the things we were encouraged on, that if you really want to live a life of success, you must be a woman or a man that writes out his goals. You must have a goal for your life. You must have an aim and objective that you aim to achieve, that you look at. It may not look possible at the moment, it may look far-fetched, but keep at it, write it down, note it down, keep imagining it, keep visualizing it, and one day, oh my God, I'm a true testament of what I'm telling you right now. That goal was far-fetched. That goal looked as if I cannot achieve it in the next few years of my life. But I tell you, just few weeks in Evolve Academy, that goal today is a reality. And I'm so very grateful for Coach Dr. Arifalo and all our mentors, especially my mentor Motola. Thank you for the support. Thank you for your consistency. Thank you for believing in us. Thank you for not giving up on us when we were not even responding as we should. Thank you for the constant push, for the constant encouragement, and the constant support, even when it seems as if we don't need it. I'm truly very grateful. Thank you so much. And I'm so glad doing this, because today I'm a reality of that goal that looked perfect. So I want to just share with you one of the chapters in the book that we are reading recently, and how that chapter is changing my thinking and changing my outcome. And the subtopic is take charge of your life, and it's written by Brain Tracy. Take charge of your life. And Brain Tracy said in that book, he started a story he was a 21-year-old guy that was very broke, living in a small one-room apartment. Things were not working for him. He couldn't even go out of the apartment. He said he was staying where he was staying was a place that they experienced a very cold winter, but there's a place even around that environment where he could go get warm, but he has no money. He couldn't even afford it. He didn't have what it takes to go out there to get warmness for himself. So he said one day he was just sitting down at his small kitchen, and a great flash of awareness came to him, and he said suddenly realized that everything that happened to him for the rest of his life was going to be up to him. Wow, everything that happens to him for the rest of his life was going to be up to him. No one else was going to help him. No one was going to rescue him. He said that was his miracle moment. That was the moment that his life changed. That if I'm going to be anything here on earth, if I'm going to be successful, it's going to be definitely going to be up to me. No one is going to help me. No one is going to come rescue me. And he said the moment he realized that, it just occurred to him that he was 1,000 miles away from home and he had no intention of going back. He left the house, or he left his hometown to wherever he is, saying that he was going to be successful. And he knew that there was no masquerade or village person that would come and help him in the present state he was residing to make him succeed. And he said that was how his life changed. He said, if I didn't change, nothing could change. He said, I was responsible for my life. I am responsible for the change that I desire. He said that was a great discovery for him. He said that was the beginning of, he said it was at that point things changed from his life. He said from that moment onward, he took absolute charge of his life. He accepted that he was in charge of his life, and he knew that if he wanted things to be different, he would have to be different. So just look at your life. What area of your life have you left to, oh, the government would do it, my parents would do it, oh, my colleague would do it? What area of your life have you left to chance? I'm here to tell you that what you are not intentional about, what you don't take responsibility for, will not happen. No matter how you wish it, no matter how well you pray it, no matter how well you desire it, there is a place of action. There is a place of you taking charge and taking responsibility. And that was the great discovery this man had, Brain Tracy, that if anything is going to be different, it has to start with him. Everything was up to him. It wasn't up to anyone. It wasn't up to the circumstances he was in. It wasn't up to the government of his country. It wasn't up to his parents. Everything that was going to happen in his life was up to him, and that he needed to take complete responsibility for his life. That was the turning point for him. He took complete responsibility, and that is why I'm charging you here this morning. You have to take complete responsibility for your life. You need to know that nothing will happen except you make it happen. So the greatest enemies of success and happiness are negative emotions of all kinds. So it is negative emotions that holds us down, tie us out, and take us away, and take away joy from our lives. It is negative emotions from the beginning of time that has always debarred men from realizing their full potential. So one of your most important goals, if you want to be truly happy and successful, is to free yourself from negative emotions. Unfortunately, this can be done if you learn how. So nothing, like I love one book of Maria Folio, which says everything is figurable. Everything is figurable. Everything can be figured out. So you can let go of those negative emotions, negative emotion of self-pity, of envy, of jealousy, of pride, of feeling of inferiority, or anger, the ultimate emotions, mostly caused by, he said a lot of these emotions are caused by 4 factors. And he said once you identify and remove these factors from your thinking, then your negative emotions constantly automatically ends, automatically stops. And so I'm going to share with you one of the 4 factors. He said the first factor is stop justifying it. He said the first 4. He said the first 4 root cause of negative emotion is justification. You can only be negative as long as you can justify to yourself and others that you are entitled to be angry, or you're entitled to be upset for some reason. There are times that we go through some situations in our lives and we experience some negative emotions. But do you know that we try to hold on to the reason why we should have those emotions, and those reasons are justifiable. So, and as long as you stay on those reasons, nothing changes. The emotions you keep aggravating those emotions, and instead of those emotions filtering away, you see that they become stronger. So when you stop justifying your emotions, then you stop giving that emotion the power to dominate your life or to dominate your results. So you must learn to stop justifying, refuse to rationalize and make excuses for those emotions. That is the second factor. Don't rationalize it. When you rationalize it, you attempt to give it a socially acceptable explanation for an otherwise socially unacceptable act. So when you rationalize, you try to explain away or put a favorable light on something that you have done that you feel bad or unhappy about. You excuse your behavior or actions. Oh, I have every reason to be angry. I have every reason to be rude. I have every reason to walk away from that meeting. I didn't love the way she talked to me. She spoke down at me. She said this and that, and he did this and did that. Emotions most times keep us away from the valuable things that we desire in life. If we keep allowing when our emotions rule us, we find out that we are no longer in charge of our lives. Rather, our emotions are running our lives. And when your emotion is running your life, you are the risk of so many things. You are the risk of danger, because you are no longer in charge. And the moment you are not in charge, nothing happens. You just see yourself flowing with the tide, flowing with the happenings that are happening around your life. So stop rationalizing or giving excuse. Rise above the opinions of others. I think we all need to do that. Most times we live and thrive on the opinion of others, and that limits us, that debars us, that makes us not do things extraordinary. That is the third factor. We are so concerned, we are so hypersensitive to the way other people treat us, to what people say. I have been a victim of that. And I knew that for several years of my life, I was kept at a camp. I couldn't go beyond, because I was looking for the validation of men. I was waiting for the opinion of men. Oh, I was waiting men to commend me. I was waiting for men to praise me. I was waiting for men to say this is okay for me to move ahead. And I kept myself in a spot for several years, just looking out for the opinion of men. So they have little sense of personal value or self-worth apart from the opinions of others. Your value, your validation, your importance, your self-concept and self-identity in life comes from others. You won't go far. You have to take charge of your life. You have to be your number one cheerleader. You have to be your number one encourager. You have to be in charge. You have to let go of those embarrassments, those shame, those inferiority feelings, or those feelings of depression, and take charge of your life. Stand up to the call. Kill off those negative emotions and start doing what is needed to be done. And the fourth one is, no one else is responsible. Every time things don't go well in our lives, we are always looking for who is responsible. Anytime anything goes wrong in our life, we are always looking for who to blame. But the truth is, he said we have this propensity to blame. We have this propensity to blame others, people for our problems. We are, oh, why is this not working? We have someone to point to. Why this mistake in your thing? We have someone to point to. But the truth is, responsibility is the antidote. Responsibility is the antidote. The antidote for negative emotions of all kinds is for you to accept complete responsibility for your situation and for your life. You can't say this word, I am responsible, and still feel angry no matter the situation. You can't say this word, I am responsible, and still feel depressed. You can't say this word, I am responsible, and every kind of negative emotion starts taking rooms that they didn't pay for in your life. No. The moment you keep repeating to yourself this powerful affirmation, I am responsible, you will see yourself eliminating negative emotions. And he said, stop blaming others. Like I said, we are good to say this person is at fault. We are good to say so and so. Eleanor Roosevelt says, no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. You can't make me feel inferior without my consent. That I felt inferior is because I gave you the consent. So from this point forward, refuse to make excuses or justify your behaviors. If you make a mistake, say I'm sorry and get busy rectifying the situation. Every time you blame someone else or make excuses, you give your power away. You feel weakened and diminished, and you feel negative and angry inside, and you refuse to do anything. So it's high time for you and I to start taking control of our emotions. We need to keep our mind positive. We need to refuse to criticize. We need to stop complaining or murmuring or condemning other people for anything. Every time you criticize someone, or anytime you complain about something you don't like, or anytime you condemn someone else or something that they have done or not done, you are triggering a feeling of negative. You are triggering a feeling of negativity and anger within yourself, which is not necessary. You are the one who suffers. Your negativity does not affect the other person at all. That's what you should know. So being angry with someone is allowing the person control your life, control your emotions, control your results, control your states. So you must definitely be in charge. So and being in charge is having full control of your emotions. So I want you to make a decision today to accept complete responsibility for yourself, for your situation, and for everything that happens around you. And you will be able, you can talk confidently towards your work and the affairs of your life, and you can now become the master of your fate and the captain of your soul. Thank you so much once again for joining me, and look forward to me sharing more on this topic, taking charge of your life, from the book that I read, Goals by Brain Tracy. When you learn to take charge of your emotions, you will see that a lot of the things that you're stressing for, a lot of the things that are tampering on your results will all end. So it starts first with you tackling your emotions. Do have an amazing time.